Welcome back to Farm and Hammer, everyone. You may be able to tell my voice is a little different, and that's because I've been sneezing all day. I have been out in the field and my allergies are acting up. So if you hear me sneeze a lot of times, that's what that is. Anyway, what we've got on the agenda today, I'm going to give you guys an update on all of the nurse cows, the cow whose calf died, and then I'll also give you an update on the blind calf. And that situation has taken a turn for the worse. I'll tell you guys and show you guys what happened there. And yeah, but first, you saw me load mineral. We've got to give all the groups of cows some mineral. We are out of mineral blocks, so this is gonna have to do until the feed store opens on Monday. I've actually been gone on vacation for the last 8 to 9 days. I was in Puerto Rico with some buddies. It was supposed to be a scuba diving trip, and we didn't really end up getting to scuba dive. So anyway, had a good vacation. I am back, and of course when I got back we just had a lot of major flooding. Anyone in the Midwest probably dealt with the same stuff we did. We got 7 or 8 inches of rain in a matter of 2 days. So yeah, everything was flooded when I got back. It was in the process of flooding when I got back. And the last 2 days it's actually been dry, and we had a little sun today, so things are starting to dry out. Getting cows moved is a little tricky because we don't want to get them in a field that still has standing water in it, because they'll just turn it into mud. So. Kind of sad, we just opened up a little mouse nest. We'll have to find another home, I guess. So guys, the first update of the day is going to be the cow that lost her calf, and we got the new one grafted on. She has been put back with the rest of the herd, and as you can see, both are doing well. He has grown exceptionally well so far, and she has had no problem being mixed back in with the rest of the herd. So she's looking good. Can't really complain with this outcome. Calf's doing well, she's doing well, and they're integrated back with the herd. It's getting to that time of year to wean fall calves, so we will be doing that in the next 2 weeks or so. We used to have a lot more fall calves than spring, and this year we're actually about equal. So we've added some more spring calving animals, and now we're pretty well split right down the middle. We got about half of them spring and about half of them fall. But these calves are looking good. Out of this group, I think we have 2 left to calve, and one of them I'm not so sure is going to. Anyway, we're really happy with this set of calves. They're all growing well, and looking good. So it won't be too long before we get them all in and get them castrated and give them their first round of vaccines. I don't know if you guys can hear, we've got a bobwhite quail somewhere over here. Just fed the nurse cows. You may notice there's a couple more animals in here than there used to be. So that is a different cow. Those two black ones are the nurse cows. This is one of our feeder steers that's partially blind. The other red one is also a feeder steer that's partially blind that we're going to butcher ourselves. And then of course we've got all the babies. Well, not all of them. We're missing one or two. So the nurse cows, they're doing great. We're feeding them once or twice a day, morning and evening if we can. If not, just once a day. But these two are doing great. Calves are doing great. As you can tell, they're starting to eat grain, which is awesome. That means hopefully in a couple months we can get them early weaned. And this guy, he is an absolute monster. He was huge whenever I picked him up at a couple days old, and now he's just massive. So for being that young, I'm really pleased with how well he's grown. And you may be wondering why this video was titled the way it was. And that's because if you guys watched last week's video, we had a calf that was born blind, and he was doing great. He was about a month old then. So we were just gonna leave him in that pasture with his mother and hope for the best. And eventually we were planning on getting him out of the field and getting him moved in to this field with the nurse cows, just so we could keep a close eye on him. And that didn't end up working out. And the reason why, while I was on vacation, I got a text saying his mother was dead. That was a first-time heifer. She was perfectly healthy when I left. I did have a pallet of bread out there in the pasture, but I had it covered with a pallet so she couldn't get to it. So my only thought was, well, maybe she got into that pallet and ate a full pallet of bread, bloated, and died. So I had them check on the pallet. They said no, the pallet was still covered. She hadn't gotten in there. So I really don't know what happened to his mother. I don't know if it was something going on inside or if she ate something she shouldn't have. Whatever it was, she was dead, and I was not here to investigate things. So now the blind calf, he has now lost his mother. His mother's dead. That other cow that I showed you that is not normally supposed to be in here, we put her in here because she's had a calf the most recently, and she's also one of my used to be bottle calves. So she's got dairy in her, she's got a ton of milk. So we put her in here just as one additional cow that the blind calf can suck off of. So normally he comes up here with the rest of them whenever I feed grain, and he'll nurse on whichever cow he's closest to and can find. But recently I've noticed he's actually finding the cows out in the pasture, and I've seen him drink off of every single one of these cows. He's even tried to nurse off of the steers. But yes, all of them have let him suck at one point. This one, she'll let him suck from behind. But the other two, they don't really care if he sucks. So that is great news. We were worried we were gonna have a blind orphan month-old calf, which would be no fun to try to get on a bottle. So yes, another horrible situation, but I'm glad that sort of panned out. As they say, if it can go wrong, it will, and so far, that calf's whole life has been pretty rough. So hopefully things get a little better for him. I think his eyesight is getting slightly better, because when he was little, he would run into everything, and now he can kind of navigate through things. He doesn't run into trees or fences anymore. You can tell sometimes he still doesn't know where he is because he'll walk in circles, but I think his eyesight I think he can at least see blurs or something, because he's not as bad off as he used to be. So that's all I've got for you for now. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.